To get by Wentland. Van Davis out there giving him a block. And Roscoe brought down at the 21. So another first down for York High inside of the Dallastown 22. Mosley back to Roscoe and down to the 15. Roscoe and Davis out of there this time. So they give it to Sweeney, and Sweeney driving those legs straight down near the 5.
Tough to defend.
Davis up the middle. Fumble, and Dallastown is going to get it. They're going to wave it into the end zone.
You know, on this Halloween Eve night, it's almost like there's bad mojo.
Dallastown can start pounding the ball at York High again like they did in that second quarter. Moore, oh man,
got that time. Bringing the pass.
I'll tell you, if you're Dallastown, though, Craig, you certainly York High can just really come after you. Delay give to Moore, and Moore.
And his skills that they've done that. This is a tough call right here because we're not in a position to go on a 2-down situation here. And so if they want to sustain this drive, they've got to do it on this play.
There's that delay handoff to Moore to the outside. First down and plenty more. Out to midfield as Chris mentioned the seal blocks on the corners, and actually I think the play was designed to go inside, and Moore kicked it to the outside. Out to the 49, so it's going to be first down for Dallastown.
Hey, Brandon Nelson's gotten a lot of tackles deep in that secondary tonight.
Moore trying to get to the outside, and nothing doing. Van Davis once again in on the tackle for York High.
Well, you talked last week about Cliff Orwick being a warrior. I tell you, Chris Moore is pretty much of a warrior. He just says, give me the football, and they just keep going to him. And you got to figure the battering he's taking, it's going to really take its toll late in this game. But so far, he just looks like he's able to stand up. He's coming out now. Coming in, I believe, to replace him. Couldn't get that play blocked.
Second down and 14 for the Wildcats. Interesting to see if they try to go to the air here. Straight drop by Rossi. Protection pretty good. Has a receiver, and in and out of the hands of Chris Cottage, which will tell you he should have had it. Third down and 14. This is where the Bearcats will come after you. They like to send linebackers. Play action, holds him for a while. Looking deep, has Hogue wide open. And overthrown. Back in punt formation, Sweeney and Roscoe back deep for York High. We'll see if they kick it to him. I would seriously doubt it. Oh, they're going to go for the sideline. And this time a nice kick by Rossi. Darnell Jackson on that starter on that defense, just a sophomore. James Jackson, we've called his number, just a junior. So a lot of underclassmen playing for the Bearcats as well. This program right up near the top. Second down and 6. The pitch. Sweeney trying to make some people miss, and a nice job this time. Fuchs, and you can get the look at the play from his perspective. Fighting off the block of Roscoe.
It's a great job of containing here, and Roscoe has such great ability to make people miss. Just runs out of territory here as a lot of blue shirts close.
And you saw Fuchs go through your screen there, past the play, and then hustle back to make the tackle. Mosley.
They'd have liked to.
Kelvin Harrison to punt it away for the Bearcats. Wentland and Chad Stout back deep to receive. Harrison a low end-over-end kick. Stout trying to pick it up. Still doesn't have it, and York High does.
Cardinal sin.
John Keogh.
Don't fool around with it. When you can't pick it up, drop on it. And I'm sure he knows that. His coaches will review that. You see Mike Ketterman just saying, man, we did a great job on defense. We forced them to punt, and now they've got the ball at the 36, almost the 35-yard line. So very opportunistic York High team picking up some fumbles tonight. And that was big there after a good defensive stand by the Wildcats.
You almost saw that play coming as Stout just couldn't get the handle on it. And now to the outside goes Roscoe. And caught from...
You saw what happened when they got caught 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9. Just not a good spot for a team that doesn't pass a lot.
Davis.
In every corner of his body.
You get the impression he's the kind of guy that just loves this stuff.
He probably wears short sleeve or sleeveless shirts to school. You know, people... You see the bruise. He's just a tough guy up there.
Mosley keeps out of the hands of Dave White, and Mosley has a first down inside of the 15.
You know, they can look at it maybe a week or two ahead, but it's still tough.
And let's face it. Let's give some credit. And we did this when we saw York High earlier. I think their blocking at the line of scrimmage is the best that we've seen in a number of years.
It's very good, and then you have the very talented back that they have, including the quarterback. I think Mosley.
So when the game's all over, Van Davis's numbers running the ball are not going to be great, but his impact is very much field goal. Something
you wouldn't think in their repertoire in the past couple of years, but certainly a possibility here.
Here goes the pitch. Roscoe. Oh, nice
terrific
open
play.
Chris caught it with the tackle.
What range Hank Buckingham is comfortable with at this point in his career, being only a freshman.
Mosley keeps. Throw to the corner of the end zone and incomplete.
They want to put some pressure on this Dallastown offense inside, just about at the 10. What, about the 11?
Yeah, I think it's just outside of the 10.
Long 10, short 11, but a place where you want to protect the football very well. And Rossi probably wondered what hit him.
Well, that's the end of the third quarter of action here from Dallastown. Well, a lot of points put on the board in the first half, but our third quarter is scoreless, and we go into quarter number 4 with York High leading 27-14. Stick with us.
Fumbled into the end zone for a touchback.
Yeah.
Pretty rare.
Second down, 13 for Dallastown, and look at the penetration again. Moore eludes that first tackler and gets it out. You got 44 Tamar Scott, 5'8", 200 pounds, a little bigger. You got Ronald Simpson at 5'10", 191. So, boy, just not a third down, 14. And, you know, we saw Mike Ketterman take a chance deep in his own territory with a long pass last week against Redline. We'll see if he might try it again. Boy, penetration again, and Rossi, I'm not sure he's out of the end zone, or maybe they're going to mark it right at the 1-yard line.
It's almost, Rossi can't even turn around. One time at the end of last quarter, he was tackled by the leg. Same thing again.
James Jackson again.
And you got to think they're running a stunt up there that Dallastown hasn't been able to adjust to yet.
Well, now Rossi right up against the back of the end zone. York High is going to have an opportunity to block here. And Rossi gets it out of there. Bounces back and is going to be down right at the 30-yard line. York High will have it. 10:15 to go in the football game. And that magical 30-yard line, you know, they score all their touchdowns from outside of the 30. Mosley, the pitch back, fumbled and picked up by...
Handled the ball very, very well, so we're not used to seeing that happen.
Second down, 21. Mosley going to keep it again. Pitches it back to Roscoe. Fuchs trying to get him. Can't do it. Turning it up is Roscoe, and he's out of bounds.
Yeah, but it wasn't the greatest pitch either.
It wasn't. And then watch him walk the tightrope. He gets over the sidelines. He's going to maximize this run by staying at this week's game. He is at the Meadow, the home field of Dallastown game. It might not be the neighborhood rivalry, but it certainly has a lot of elements.
Fourth down and 7. And, well, it doesn't matter. The football's fumbled. Dallastown's going to get it anyhow.
The good field position here after the short punt. They hold. And Dave White, number 92 in your program, and right now, number 1 in their defensive coordinator's heart.
Brandon Nelson was the quarterback on that play, Craig, and we'll have to check to make sure Jamar Mosley is okay. He wasn't in there that time, so we'll have to keep an eye out. Oh, man.
He's had a great night. He's running hard, but a lot of white shirts standing people up there. Look at Markle's battle with Van Davis. Is that a great one-on-one matchup or what?
Well, I'll tell you, Van Davis stood up Nevin Markle that time, and Moore ran right into the back of him. And you see Mosley over along the sideline. Doesn't appear to be anything wrong, so maybe just a little bit of a change there by Coach J.D. Martin. Second down 11. Penetration again. Rossi running. Simpson after him, and Simpson's going to get him. Rossi trying to go deep that time, but pretty good coverage. Hogue was down there, but Roscoe had the coverage there.
And every time that Rossi thought about downshifting to give himself an opportunity to throw a pass, he kept hearing Simpson coming. And terrific pursuit that time by an excellent defensive lineman, Ronald Simpson.
Third and 14. And now Rossi's going to go to the shotgun. Blake Miller out here to the near side along with Chad Stout. Time. Flag flies, and down goes Rossi. Mr. Simpson once again.
Well, and that'll be one they'll certainly decline, assuming that it's offensive holding. And that's the area that it was thrown in. But a great job by the defense of the York High Bearcats, putting incredible pressure on Chris Rossi in this series. Twice sacking him.
Holding against the offense. The penalty is refused. Fourth down.
So with 7:18 to go, Craig, Dallastown down 2 scores. And it's going to be awful tough at this point.
And it's even tough to run a gimmick play here like a fake punt. You just got so far to go. Possible, but highly unlikely.
Rossi kicking it away from Roscoe and takes a bounce. You know, your heart kind of goes out for Bobby Fuchs because he knew he was had, and he tried to turn on the jets and catch Roscoe, but not many people were going to do that.
Right, he just tried to get him down around the ankles, but Roscoe ran away from him before he could get down that close to the ground. So that play has been bred 5.
Davis, oh man.
Some dead belly suit just right into the fullback, and Orwick waiting for it. Moore closes to help, but really Orwick had it under control at that point.
No gain, 2nd and 10. 6.5 minutes to go in the football game. Roscoe trying up the middle, and here you get a look at the Dallastown defense really toughened up, and you made that comment a little earlier here, Craig, that they've played very well this second half.
They've had a terrific second half. They've contained better. They're still giving up at times that 10-yard run, that 8-yard run, but they've really done a good job of shutting them down on 3rd and 4th down.
Mosley, the pitch back. Roscoe beats one inside of the 10 and knocked out of bounds at about.
Blake Miller on the helmet here at the end of this play. Takes the toss. He gets to the outside. This is where he turns on his speed. It's real tough to catch him. They've got to utilize the sideline as the 12th defender here. Blake Miller comes over and finally gets him out. Watch him tap. Well, we won't go quite that far, but he taps Blake Miller like, good play. You got me on the sidelines, but I'm going to get you again.
And here goes Sweeney to the right side. He's got some running room. And in.
Clock ticking just to 5 minutes to go in this ball game with the Bearcats up 13. And knocking on touchdown door.
Mosley keeps it himself.
Got nothing easily in the second half.
Could be Van Davis's turn here, Craig. And that's who it is. Nah, I think you got to go Roscoe. You pitch it to him and let him find a hole. Sweeney.
There you go.
That's
three choices and we took two of them.
And that's the problem the defenses have. Is
who's going to get it?
Who's going to get it? Tazza Sweeney with the touchdown to make it 33-14, York High. And some great blocking. Watch this hole, Craig.
Yeah, he's got, look at Davis leading up in there. Roscoe blocking the offensive line on that side. Terrific job. And so J.D. Martin gets what he wants. A little bit longer drive, but gets the score at the end, and he gets control of the ball game.
Buckingham's extra point is blocked, but York High.
So this series, if you're wondering in terms of its history, York High leads the series 13-4. It began back in 1981. York High has won the last three meetings, in 97, 28-13, 96, 17-7, and in 95, 25-0. They've got things well in hand here tonight, Chris Buck. Vincent to kick it off.
Connor went looking up the middle. Now trying to get to the outside and brought down outside to the 30-yard line. About the 33 is what scoring drive. Certainly a slower pace for the Bearcats this time. Almost 3.5 minutes off the clock, and Tazza Sweeney with the 1-yard touchdown run, making it York High 33, Dallastown 14. High school football on WSPC.